Um, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! Yeah. So much for that. So much for that. Welcome everyone to the start of a brand new year. We definitely didn't start out with a rookie streamer mistake where I didn't have any sound for the first 10 minutes. Gosh, how have you guys been? You been alright? Somewhat? There's new intro music. They're just like background music now. You can hear that, could you? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Time for me to do some lip reading. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Today we're here where we're going to be changing up the format of the stream. We're going to be changing some things around, and one of the things that we're going to be changing around is that we're not going to use sound anymore. We're here to be very mindful for the people who are working these hours, who can't be caught like having a tab open with sound. So everyone is going to have to be quiet. Anyway, hope you guys have been okay. Hope you guys have been good. Oh no, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Hope you guys have been good. Yeah, that's that threw me a little bit for a little. But yeah, welcome to the very first stream. Hope you guys have been okay. It's been a while. Our theme says time to do lip reading and subtitles. Yeah, we can type the subtitles out real good. That'd be nice. Xeno Cake says, did you try out Stellaris? Oh yeah, I did. I fired up Stellaris. I played a little bit and I was like, ooh, I kind of want to play this on stream. So probably next week I'll do a Stellaris stream. Today I just want to kind of get started, get back into the groove of things, make my first rookie mistakes after not streaming for a month. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'll never learn. I'll never learn how to do any of this. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, 2025 has been wild, eh? It's been something. Especially if you live in the US. I'm not talking about a political situation there. I don't care about that. The thing that I do care about is fucking TikTok, dude. Like, what the hell's going on with that? First you have it, then you don't, then you have it. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, welcome to the very first stream of 2025. That totally started out alright. This year is going to be a brand new year. I think I'm still allowed to say that. I mean, like, it is the 20th of January, and yeah, that is kind of like way past the point where you can say Happy New Year. But I don't care. I'm just gonna say Happy New Year anyway because it's the very first time I'm seeing you, and I hope you're doing well. And I do wish you a Happy New Year. This is the new year in which you can be a new version of yourself, in which you can try different things, in which you can redevelop yourself, and which you can just do this same old thing as same old what you're doing, right? You know, doesn't really matter. But I've decided though to take this opportunity to reinvent myself because you know, I think that's very important. I think it's very important to take the time sometimes to go and reinvent yourself, to go and do some things differently. So one of the things you may not have noticed already is that I have some background music. I thought it would be kind of nice. I thought it'd be kind of nice after like a year of no background music where you just only had to listen to me yapping, have something in the background. Don't know if it will be fun. If you don't like it, you may not like it. But I recognize one big flaw. You know, like, over the last month, I didn't really stream. My last stream was the 20th of December. My first stream right now is the 20th of January. Did I plan that to be exactly 1 month? Maybe. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? Actually, I didn't. Yeah, actually, that just kind of happened. However, in that time, I went ahead and reevaluated a little bit of the channel. I came to a shocking conclusion, an absolutely shocking conclusion as to what is going on. Because as you may have known, or may not have known, is that the channel is going quite fine, but it is not the biggest channel on YouTube and Twitch, just as of yet. And I think that's a bit of a problem, because if I'm not the biggest channel on YouTube or Twitch, what am I even doing this for, right? So I got to thinking about what is the big problem that I'm facing right now. What is the big problem that is facing my channel? Why am I not the largest creator in the world? At first I thought it was food, so I spent my entire Christmas just stuffing myself until I realized that being the largest creator doesn't actually have to mean like physical size, but it actually has to mean like, you know, being recognizable. And I was wondering, like, what the hell about me is recognizable? And that kind of came to the conclusion that I'm not recognizable in the slightest. Like, you know, like, how would you describe my gameplay? How would you describe my Age of Empires 2 gameplay? It would be there's like, bumbling idiot stumbles around in a game and just kind of, like, wins sometimes or loses. Right. That's not really, like, very recognizable. How would you describe my streams? A chaotic mess where the music sometimes plays and sometimes there's no audio at all. And sometimes he's just a big idiot. Yeah, that doesn't really fit at all. I figured if I need to grow big, if I need to grow and like be successful, I need to be a character. I need to have some kind of like character trait, right? You know, like you have certain creators, like tech creators, who are very well known for driving fast. And I was like, well, you know, like what if I can have one of those things too? Not drive fast. I don't really drive my car in a school zone all that fast. You know, like I kind of stick to the rules, but if I could have some sort of defining characteristic, that'd be great. So I figured over the next month we're gonna go and go on a character arc. We're gonna go on a journey. We're gonna go find out what it is that makes the stream me. And I figured we'll just have to go and look around as to what we can find. One of the things that I was thinking about, like maybe I can look at something like that I did during my vacation, during my holiday season, and find something out. And otherwise, we're just gonna go and try things out the coming weeks, and we'll see. Figured that'd be quite a good idea. So yeah, that's how I'm redefining myself. How are you redefining yourself? Like, what has been your plans for this year? How's your holiday period been? And do you have any New Year's resolutions? Like, do you have anything that you want to do this year? Anything special coming up? Anything that you're looking forward to? Let me know. Let me know. Oh boy, Lorion says, damn it, I was just typing a size joke. I was too ahead of you. I was always 2 steps ahead. Shit, I can't take that as well. See, if I say I'm always 2 steps ahead, you're thinking of someone else. See, I need something. I need something. Anything. But yeah, hope you guys have been good. Hope you guys have been fine now. On a bit of a more personal note, I really appreciate y'all coming over and you know, joining in with the stream. I also appreciate y'all like watching the first video on the channel this year. It's done quite well. People seem to have quite enjoyed the Steam controller video. I made a little video on the Steam controller right here. Talked about it, like, I really appreciate it. Now, I'm not the biggest Evangelion. I'm not the biggest Evangelion. What's the word? Evangelist. I'm not the biggest Evangelion on the Steam controller. Like, I really like it, but at the same time, it's not like my favorite controller for everything. I still prefer to use something like a PlayStation 4 controller for shooters and that sort of stuff. And I saw some people in the comments who really love this thing or really don't care about this thing. But I just kind of like it, and I figured it deserves more love than just being like a mindless, forgotten thing in history. So I kind of wanted to talk about it. It was really cool to see like how other people have many different uses for it. So I thought it would be cool to talk about it. But yeah, it's been a while since I made a video on something like that on the channel. So I really appreciate how you guys came around. And yeah, the last couple of weeks have been strange. Last month, I didn't really expect when I stopped streaming on the 20th of December that my next stream would be the 20th of January. I kind of expected it would take maybe a week or two. I kind of wanted to like go over the holidays, spend the time with family, and beyond that, probably go ahead and do something here with content. But basically what kind of happened is that I had to kind of reassess things that were going on. Obviously, like, I kind of want to go on, you know, not do this little adventure of finding who I am, but at the same time, it's also a little bit more genuine than that, because you know, maybe things need to change. Maybe it's always good to like kind of reevaluate as to where you are, so what you're doing. And yeah, that took a little bit longer than I expected. And then there was also some like some family stuff that happened in between, which took the stream away from last week. Otherwise, I would have started last week, but yeah, it is that kind of happened. I'm not going to talk too much about that. The only thing I'll say is that cancer fucking sucks, and yeah, it is. It sucks, but let's not bring the mood down too much. Let's not bring the mood down too much. I think the very first thing that I might actually want to start out with is, you know, talk a little bit about what's been going on with the holidays. One of the things I want to dive into probably is a little bit of an Age of Empires 2 game maybe that I played with my friend. Or what I could do is I could take a look at one of the things that's been going on. One of the things that I want to try for the new streams. Obviously, I have the background music on, but also I have a little bit of things that we can talk about. Do I want to start out with that? No, I actually think I want to start out talking about something really cool that I've just discovered. I want to talk about something that I have discovered over the last month, which I've just been completely taken aback by, and yeah, I think that it's just like, man, I just want to talk about this. So let me make sure that I have things properly set up. Where the hell is everything? I need to figure things out again, okay? It's been a while. It has been a while. Let's see. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna open up my my little links that I have. Oh, there we go. All right. All right, and I think that I also have these things over here, right over there. Right. Okay. Because this is something that I kind of wanted to share with you guys. Because it's been like, I've found some new obsession. Let me put it that way. I've found some new obsession. I don't know if you all know about it yet, but I'm curious as to whether you're all familiar with it. But yeah, as it's a new year and I'm trying to reinvent myself, one of the things I need to do is discard the old me and find a new me. And I definitely did that over the last holiday. Because one of the things that you may know about me is that I kind of enjoy my my anime, and also kind of enjoy my manga. And if you don't know about anime and manga, I mean, you're on the internet, you should know about that. It's like Japanese cartoons, and the manga is the Japanese, like, you know, like comics that the cartoons are based off. I kind of just completely butchered that and made a whole bunch of people angry. I just realized that right now, but I don't care. For people who don't know about that, that's basically the long and short of it. For me, anime and manga have been very, very important for my life, especially around like my early teens. I discovered One Piece, and I discovered various other series like Naruto, like Bleach, and many, many more. And they really, really helped me to, you know, kind of find my way in life, kind of discover as to like what kind of values do I believe in, what kind of things do I think are interesting to follow, and also just like they gave me a whole bunch of enjoyment. However, I think that for me, the time has finally come to jump ship. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! This is something which I never thought I would do. Still at this age, but I have I've done something crazy. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. So yeah, one of the things I've decided to do is explore some cartoons from a different country. I don't know if you're familiar with the term manhwa. It kind of sounds like I'm saying manga, but in a different way. But it is not manga in the slightest. Manhwa is actually manga from Korea. And if you think that sounds kind of weird, like someone just made up that word where it's like, well, you know, like let's just call it manhwa because, you know, it's kind of like manga. Like you think that that's not a real word. It is a real word. I promise you it's a real word because it actually has a Wikipedia page. Let's go take a look at that Wikipedia page right now. If I can find my computer. Doesn't really want to open. There we go. There we go. Let's see whether this still works. Does this work? There we go. Look at this. Look at this. This right here is the official manhwa page. And as you see, yes, it is indeed written like that. It is manhwa. And it is, as you can see right here, it is a term for Korean comics and print comics. And these things haven't actually taken up quite a bit in popularity recently. If you haven't heard about latest manhwa popular series, one of the things that you may be familiar with, though, may be like Solo Leveling or Tower of God or God of High School, which have been anime series that have actually been quite popular lately. A theme already asked, shall you learn Korean too, then? Which I don't know yet whether that is for me at this point in time. I'm still working hard on my Japanese. But here, let's see. Actually, like I'll probably pull up the green screen because then I can switch a little bit faster. There we go. Let's pull this thing up. All right. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Let's see. What is the old version of yourself and the new version of yourself? Where do you draw the line? Well, that depends. That depends. I'll leave that to the historic people, like the biography writers. They're always good with like putting things in different time eras, and I'm not worried too much about it. It's kind of like the point, like when does a heap become like a single particle or like something like that, right? You know, when is a ship no longer a ship? I don't worry too much about those definitions here on the stream. I will worry about that in my head when I'm trying to sleep, which is why I've been struggling to sleep. But let's talk about that. Someone needs to ask the hard questions. Yeah. Indeed, indeed, indeed. But yeah, anyway, dude, this is much harder than I thought it would be. To give you a little bit behind the scenes, like, I prepared like a little thing with like some links and stuff, so I can like open up these documents, right? I have that on the one computer and I have that on the other computer, because this computer that you're seeing right here, this one here, this right here is my my stream computer, and then the other computer is my like this right here is a game computer. You don't know what's my stream computer, so I need to switch between them. But the stream computer only has a very small display, so I can't really read that and get these links. And then from this one, I will have to read. But it's like, yeah, I still need to figure this out. Okay, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Let's see. I could do something that might help you sleep. I appreciate the offer. But hopefully, I'll be able to slay my demons soon, and then that will be over. But yeah. Anyway, let me see where do I have my mouse? My mouse. I need that to be there. All right, good. Nope, that's the wrong one, dude. I'm confused. I am so confused. I should have just started that with. live streaming a game. Why did I want to do it just chatting? Because I want to talk to you guys. That's why. That is why. But anyway, oh man. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about manga. So one of the things that you may know manga about is from some popular anime series. But that brings into question, like, why do I want to switch away from anime and manga, right? Because, you know, it's been very, very popular. A female's like, why not both? Well, the thing is, like, I really, really enjoyed reading the manga, especially for, you know, like, being able to kind of catch up on the anime. I used to be very much an anime-only watcher, where back in the day when One Piece came out, or Naruto came out, or whatever came out, Mob Psycho came out, man, Mob Psycho is like one of the greatest series of all time. But that aside, when all these series would come out, I would just wait for the anime versions to release, because I really, really enjoyed just, you know, hearing the voice actors, you know, seeing the moving pictures, seeing the color, because manga does not have any color. For those uncultured swine of you who don't know about that, don't worry, I still love you. However, the thing with manga is that it's a lot speedier, and I think for me the big change when it came to switching over from anime to manga was around the time that One Piece 1.0 arc was in effect, and it took forever. If you don't know about One Piece is a series that has been going on forever, and will probably continue on forever because it has been here forever. Like, this series has been running every single week until last year somewhere, every single week since 1996. It's got over like 1,100 episodes. It is wild. It's one of the greatest stories of all time, but at the same time, it's also quite long. And that they had an arc over the last 2 years that really, really took quite long, especially in the anime. They kind of padded it out. So I switched over to the manga, and the manga just reads so quickly. You just go through that. It is very, very dense. Like, you have a lot of interesting story beats, and you can read at your own pace because, you know, it is just a comic. However, it's a comic without colors, and that's something that's been totally fine for me up until now, up until I discovered manhwa. So you may be wondering, like, what is manhwa? You know, well, we just saw that it's Korean comics, but you may not be too familiar with them. Well, one of the series that you may be somewhat familiar with, if you watch some anime, maybe something like Tower of God. Maybe something like Tower of God. Tower of God right here is an anime series that came out a couple of years ago. And honestly, I really, really enjoyed it. They actually have had, over the last 2 seasons, like I think summer and fall, they had like the second and third season, or like a continuous season of anime releasing, which, like, honestly, it's been kind of great. I quite like the series, and it was also quite popular among the anime community. We also had God of High School, a lot of God going on here. Tower of God, God of High School. This right here was just like a fighting series. Like, right here, the premise of this show was that you had to fight your way up a tower, and it was kind of mystical, and yeah, you know, here you had to fight your way in high school tournaments. A lot of fighting. I mean, like, it's kind of like shonen anime. That's just kind of part for the genre. The animation on these was insane, which is kind of like why they were grouped together. And but this one was like kind of an okay series, but that was about it. And then you had Solo Leveling, and oh my god, Solo Leveling, dude. It's also got a quite a good game, I've heard. I've not played that yet, but Solo Leveling, basically the premise is that you have this world where all sorts of dungeons pop up, and then you can, as humans, go in, get some sort of rank as to like how powerful you are, and defeat the dungeons kind of like you're playing a game. but it's in real life. So that was that Solo Leveling, and honestly, it had a pretty strong first season. I think the second season is about to come out as well. So these are the anime series, which you may be familiar with, but they're actually based on manhwa. And these manhwa, I actually got introduced with the same way that I got introduced to anime manga, was that my cousin on Christmas came and sat next to me and said, like, dude, have you heard about manhwa? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, well, they're like manga, but better. I said, well, I highly doubt they're better. And he's like, well, listen, you know what the big problem is with manga is, like, they're not colored, and you have to kind of read them side to side. But if I'm on my phone, you know, I want to scroll down. That's exactly what manhwa is all about. Manhwa, the fairy that I'm talking about is actually called, like, webtoons, and the entire point of them is that, like, there are these comics made for you to read on your smartphone. And honestly, I've been so enjoying them, dude. I've been so enjoying them. So, let me see if I can share a couple of series that I've been really enjoying. Let's see. I'll not share every single one of them yet, but I'll share a couple. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. All right. And I'll also prepare like one of these things. But I'm gonna get better at this. I promise. I'm gonna get better at this. But I need to figure out like how to properly do this. Let's see. Do I have them in order as I want them? Yeah. Next time I'll have that a little bit better prepared. Let's see. That is. There we go. There we go. And then we have. Right. Let me make sure that I have everything properly set up. Man, all right. This is something I'll definitely do next time better. I'll prepare this better next time. Like I figured, like, oh, I could just grab the links while I'm doing this, but I need to look over there, and then it pops up over there. I need to fix my stream setup basically. But yeah, no, I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good. All right. So. Let's get ready. So, I want to share with you a couple of manhwa series that I've really been enjoying, because yeah, I've just been having fun with them, and I figured like maybe it's something that you guys have heard about, or it can spark a little passion for you that my cousin sparked for me. So, one of the first like manhwa series that I read was this series called Eternally Regressing Night, which is a very common trope within manhwas. So within anime, one of the things that you may have seen about is the isekai. And the isekai is a genre where basically you take a character, and I don't even need to explain it because you already know about it. If you've seen any anime, it's like basically the Kirito Sword Art Online character that gets placed right into a brand new world. They were a loser in their regular world where they played games and they watched anime, and they go into this new world, and all of a sudden they're the best thing ever because they were a powerful hero that has been summoned or whatever, and now all of a sudden they get to be the most popular character, and then everything becomes good. That's isekai. Isekai just happens all the time in anime. It's one of the trash tier shows basically, where you can have a whole bunch of fun with just watching someone just be overpowered and overcome every single challenge in this new world. But at the same time, it's also pretty much the same formula every single time. Manhwa has the same sort of thing, but the difference between them is that it's not isekai. It is not isekai. In fact, it is something different. Same sort of trash tier genre where basically everything is sort of the same, but it's different, so you'll love it the first times. And it's called regressing. Now, if you're wondering about what is regressing is basically, if you've seen Groundhog Day, you know about it. If you've seen ReZero, you know about it. It's basically, if a character dies, they live again. They live again the same thing that they've gone through. It can be like they go back to the start of their lives. It can be that they can go back to a certain save point, or they can go back to the start of the day. This right here is a series about a knight who, whenever he gets killed, wakes up at the morning of the day he got killed. And it kind of sounds like, oh man, it's like save points of ReZero, but then kind of changed around where it's at the start of the day and not at a random point in time, which is very mentally scarring. Now, this series right here actually just kind of takes this idea of like the very mentally scarring element of ReZero, and it kind of takes it and be like, what if you just kind of min-max that? So the series about this kind of starts out with with this character right here, who's a knight who's not really all that powerful. He dies, and all of a sudden he wakes up the next morning, and he figures like, if I can do that, I can use that to practice. So yeah, as you can see right here, this is kind of like what a manhwa like panel looks like. it doesn't look good on the on your computer, but it looks great on your mobile phone because like you'll just scroll through this. But yeah, as you see right here, the entire like his entire thing then becomes like, you know, like try and fight like a very strong opponent, and then you know try and beat him, and if you don't like if you can't beat him, then you just say like, hey, you know, you just say like, well, you're going to die tomorrow, and then you wake up the next day. And then you go after your targets, and then after a certain while, you come after a target that you've already fought before, and they'll have a catchphrase that they say like a persistent lover never, and then he's like, well, never forgets his target. Yes. How did you know? Well, because I've said like I'll see you again. It's like it is kind of interesting where all of a sudden this entire like regressor thing, which in ReZero kind of gets used as a very mentally scarring, like oh man, this sucks so much to see everyone die, and to die is very painful, that sort of stuff. To see that being used as like some sort of power where all of a sudden like you can train for an entire year within a day, where like it will literally come around where he has died like over I think 200, 300, 400 times at a certain point in time, because like it's a battle that he can't beat, but he just has to keep going and keep going and keep going, and he slowly but surely very much improves. And then he meets this like opponent the next day we met the day before, but he doesn't really remember him because it's been over a year since he's actually like seen that person because of the regressing all the time. It's honestly, it's kind of like a fun series to kind of get into this this idea of like the regressor, and this like the way that it can be used outside of something like ReZero is what it was. I believe the very first series that I read. It's all that long, and aside from, you know, this gimmick, I don't think it's like the most insane story that you'll read. Like it has some sort of like fantasy medieval setting sort of thing with some interesting characters, but it doesn't really have the world building of One Piece where you have everything, you know, like the entire world is moving. It's basically everything around the main character moves, and beyond that you don't really know that much about it. But it doesn't really matter because it's kind of like a fun little gimmick. Speaking of that little gimmick, well, it continues on because the regressor is not just one single thing. It's like basically something that comes around a lot, just like Isekai. And one of the things I've also really enjoyed, one of the series I also really enjoyed, is the Revenger of Baskerville Bloodhound. And the Revenger, or the Revenge, is also something that pretty much is the same trope for regressor. They call it various different things, but the thing of the regressor waking up every single day, that's one type, but this is more the type of like you are at the end of life and you get a chance of doing your life again. So this right here is our main protagonist, who actually at the start dies. I'm sorry. Oh, whoops. I'm sorry about the spoilers, but he does actually die as like an old assassin man who has worked for this like very villainous, very powerful killer family. And he's been working as an assassin for the head of the family, and then when he completes his job, he gets executed so that the information doesn't get out. And he feels very much betrayed. He feels very much betrayed by the head of the family that he's been serving for years, and he kind of wishes that he could do it all over again to get revenge. And now all of a sudden he wakes up as a baby. Him as a baby, basically. He goes back like all the years to like when he was young, and basically right at the start he's like, well, you know, now that I know what's gonna happen in his life, oh shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and just absolutely min-max the shit out of what I know and try and get revenge on this head of the family. And it becomes a very, very interesting story. This series, I believe, has a lot more going for it in terms of world building than the previous one. It's also not about like, oh man, if he dies again, he can do it again, because you don't know. So this is someone who just has to live a normal life. Well, I say normal, but in this world normal. But has to use his knowledge of like, hey, you know, when we're... Hold on, I think I have this. I think I have this this thing right here. Where is that? Where is it? Hold on. Let's see. I have this prepared somewhere. Right. So one of the things. So one of the things that this family does is that they take all the babies that they produce, like they just mass produce babies basically because they want to make some sort of like assassin or war family with very strong children. And one of the things that they have, what they do with them is they throw them in like some sort of powerful river where if you stay submerged in that river, you gain powers and you get stronger. So one of the things that this main character now knows is like, hey, the longer I stay in this, the stronger that I get. So you see that he's just like trying to hold his breath and just stay in there for as long as possible. This right here is the menacing head of the family that killed him in his previous life, but you know, now he's like 40 years younger. And basically, like, using these sort of cheat tricks that he knows about, like, hey, if I stay in here longer, I'll be stronger. If I, you know, if I use my techniques that I've learned, I can be stronger than my peers and get a better position. All of a sudden, he kind of, like, gains a new position in life and can start influencing the world around him. And the way that he influences the world around him also changes up, like, how the history unfolds. And honestly, it is, in one way, it is kind of a very interesting story as to, like, how would you redo your life if you'd be able to be given another chance if you had the knowledge that you have right now. On the other hand, it also at a certain point in time kind of turns into, you know, kind of like an anime style feel of like, oh yeah, this right here is a schoolboy, like a teenager who's like going through high school. They get a high school arc, but you know, like at the same time, there are still more layers to this. Where I think a big difference between anime and manhwa, or manga and manhwa, is that the Japanese culture is very much focused around that high school area, whereas the Korean culture is more focused at like 20s to 30s. And this right here just happens to be like a 20 to 30, or I believe even maybe 40-year-old who's now growing up again, and now he's going through that phase. But who knows how long the series will get, because honestly, like, it could go on for longer and they could get to that age. But that is something which you are going to find. It is again just kind of like a battle series, which is something that a lot of these series are about. But one that is quite interesting, especially with the entire approach of not using the regressive thing as something like, oh, I'm going to try that every day, but using that as like, hey, now I know what the hell is going to happen. Let's go and like redo my life, which I think is very much indicative of the Korean focus on these series. In Japanese anime and manga, it's very much focused on like do what's right, follow your dreams, and like protect your friends. Like if I go through most of the anime series out there, I think that those are the main themes you'll find. It's like, oh man, my nakama in One Piece, oh my friends in Naruto, right, going after Sasuke, like trying to keep him close, and also just like follow your dreams, go and do what's right, do what feels right. Korean like manhwa feels like a little bit different. As I said, the age is a little bit different. A lot of the main characters are older, and I also feel that the focus is more about like optimizing your life. It's more optimizing your life and caring for other people, but not in the terms of friends, but just making sure that you make their lives better. And I think one of the best series that kind of exemplifies that is this one right here, The Greatest Estate Developer, which I think is possibly one of the best series out there. I really, really enjoy this one. This one is also still ongoing. It's quite long. But this right here is what I would call kind of like the book reader genre. There is other genres within manhwa that I've kind of discovered. I don't know if they're actually like genre names, but I'll just call them different genres because you can kind of group them together. And one of the things that you have is like the regressor, but another very popular one is kind of the book reader one. And the book reader one is more or less the isekai thing where you have a good gamer in anime that then goes and gets transported in a world where he can use his gaming powers. Here it is sort of the same, but it's more about, hey, I've read a book, and now I get transported into this world of the book, which I already know about, and I'm transported not as myself, but as one of the characters in the book. And that's what happens here as well. A reader, we actually do not know his name, gets teleported into this world of like the Greatest Estate Developer. I don't even know what the world is called, but he gets teleported into this world as one of the worst characters in there. Some like deadbeat son of a noble who just drinks and like causes a ruckus. And he wakes up there and he's like, oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit. Oh shit, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. He's like, oh shit. I'm gonna die in a couple days. That's not good. So he has to figure something out. Oh shoot. Why do I keep pressing all the wrong buttons? Dang it. I still haven't figured out my stream deck, man. I still haven't figured out my stream deck at all. Let's see. Afim says, so you feel put off. You feel put off high school. I mean, like it's fun, but it's also fun to like see different characters, right? But yeah. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, anyway, so this guy wakes up as hold on. Let me go and change this around. Let me go and grab one of these. All right. So this guy, so he kind of wakes up and is like, oh shoot, this guy's gonna like die in a couple of months, and he will not have anyone care about him because he's just like a good-for-nothing son. I need to fix that. And the reason why he needs to fix that is not necessarily because he wants to, you know, do good for the world or he wants to change things around, but he just wants to live a lavish life. He's like, I know about this world. I know what's going to happen. I know what things are going to change. So what I want to do is I want to use my intellect of what I have within this world and also my intellect from the outside world, and then kind of use that to make myself a good life. So one of the things that you'll find that he'll do is he goes out and he's like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and do something good for the world. And we're gonna go and make one of the inventions which I didn't know about, but like underground heating that's very common in Korea. So he goes ahead and builds that, and then he goes ahead and kind of like tries to like turn people's opinions of him around, which is kind of hard because he's someone who's only been like causing trouble and like making people scared. So like he just goes ahead, makes this entire thing himself, and then tries to sell that to go and make some money. And his entire point is about making money. He wants to make all the money in the world. Not actually all the money in the world. Actually, not necessarily all the money in the world, but just enough money so he can live comfortably. He doesn't have to do a thing. But in the process of doing that, he kind of makes the whole world like good for the people around him, because if you like, the way to get money is to like service people, and it's like it's a really really fun way. The way that they work with panels, the way that they work with like character framings and humor in it, it's just fantastic. I really really like this series. It's one of the best ones that I feel is out there in terms of just like the world building, the overall comedy of it, and just the whole premise. So this right here is I think the second manhwa that I read, and I just kind of like just read through this in like a couple of days. It's a couple hundred chapters long, so yeah, I was kind of obsessed by that. Strong recommendation, really strong recommendation. Then I think I will only give you, let's see. Now I think I'll give you one more before we close this off, because I don't want to keep on going for too long. But one more that I'll add in there is another series which you may already be familiar with, because I kind of mentioned it before, but it's another genre which I call the leveling system, and now you probably also know which series I'm talking about. But it is obviously solo leveling. Solo leveling, as I said before, is one of the more popular series that's also broken through like for the anime adaptation. So Solo Leveling is a series that's kind of broken through because of the anime adaptation, but it's actually a pretty like good manhwa series as well. One of the most popular manhwa series out there, which has actually been finished. They've actually started with a second spin-off series, but the main series has been finished. Like I think it's like 200 chapters or something. And honestly, it is pretty damn good. This is what I would call the leveling system, not just because it's called the solo leveling in the name, but aside from the regressor and the storyteller, you also have the leveling system kind of like things where, again, the focus is kind of like on optimizing your life, but not necessarily because you have knowledge of the future or because you have died and because of that you can relive again. This is more about, hey, you wake up and now all of a sudden you have some sort of leveling system. So here in this world, what you have is, in solo leveling, you have, let me see, I'll go grab this here. All right, so in solo leveling, right? So what I mean with that, in so what you find in solo leveling right here is that you have the main character who starts out as a very weak hunter. He's kind of the weakest hunter out there, which hunter is what they call the people who go into the dungeons that have popped up and who fight for the treasure that you get from killing the monsters. And he's one of the weakest ones out there. He actually goes in with, kind of the fear for his life because he can't really fight anything, but he has to go out there for the little bit of money they can make so that he can support his mom, who's been like terminally ill, and support his sister, who's like going for high school. So that's kind of like his thing. He's like in mid-20s. He's kind of like he hasn't made it in life, but the only thing that he has going for him is that he can kind of go into these dungeons as the weakest hunter and carry everyone's backpack and then hopefully get out and earn some money. However, then all of a sudden, like, he goes into a mysterious dungeon, and all of a sudden he wakes up with a message right here, a little leveling system. And it's telling him to go train, like do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and run for 10 kilometers. Which you all know will make you the strongest human being alive, but he doesn't know that. And if he does do that, he will get a reward, and if he doesn't do that, he gets punished. And one of the things that you find with these leveling systems is that they give people a very focused set of things to do, and if they do that, they gain experience and level up, very much like a video game. And through that, they just rank up their character, and they can increase their strength stats and their intelligence stat, and that carries over to their actual self. And that makes for a very, very interesting scenario where basically the entire world in which they're in doesn't really grow up, where what you kind of say, everyone kind of stagnates and kind of just stays around the same level. But they're the one character that just continues to grow and grow and grow because they're doing the things that the leveling system tells them to do. And they start looking out for, like, how can I improve myself? What can I do to make myself better? And through that, they kind of become the most OP character in the entire world. Now, is that very, realistic? I wouldn't necessarily say it's really realistic or very much in depth. Again, it's very much like a battle series, just like kind of like shonen is. However, I do really like the spin of like, hey, you know, what if you, instead of just doing your regular routine, doing your daily life, what if you focus on like, what can I do to make myself better? What can I do in this small little moment to go and improve myself? And even if I can't get a reward straight out of like a leveling system, XP points in the game, maybe I can get that out through for different ways. So that's something which I really, really like about solo leveling. I think that solo leveling as a story itself is pretty cool. It has some more depth behind why the dungeons pop up, what's going on with it, why this guy gets like this system popping up, and there's a whole bunch of like other characters that are like explained or explored as he grows up. So it's the way that I would kind of describe it is it wouldn't have the world building of One Piece, but it's kind of like this. Within One Piece, you go from like one island to the next, and you kind of grow with these characters, and then start like encountering stronger like opponents, stronger like support characters, that sort of stuff. That's also what you kind of have here in this series. It does end at a certain point in time. The ending itself, yeah, it's an ending. I think that a lot of times when it comes to one of these series, like if you were to try and end it, it's going to be really, really tough because there's going to be a whole bunch of threads that you're going to have to resolve, and the way that you resolve it, some people can like it, some people don't. I'm kind of like half and half on this one. It's like there were some good parts about it, and there was also some parts about it that I was like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this at all. One thing that I do really like about this series is because it's kind of like a little bit more mature. This character is in its mid-20s or late 20s. The series doesn't really shy away from like death and destruction. It doesn't really sugarcoat things where, you know, when in anime you can see characters just get completely sliced up, like lose blood all the time, and then they still live and they're totally fine within like 1 or 2 days. Here, if a character dies, they fucking die. So that's quite good. Or maybe not. So yeah, those are a couple of manhwa series. I don't know if you've already read some manhwa, or if you're interested in reading manhwa, or whether this was interesting to you at all. But this is something that I've really been enjoying over the last like month that I've been away, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it. So yeah, that's my little list of manhwa recommendations. If you're interested in picking this up or not, that's also okay. I mean, you can stick to reading black and white if you want to. I'll probably go back to that too, because I quite enjoy my manga too. But that was that little thing. A theme says it's realistic to the world and to that philosophy. Perhaps the world is a game, the modern stage. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that approach of like, you know, like what if you, like what can you do? Obviously, like it would be great. It would be great if you had this sort of thing, where you can have more direct feedback. But that's also something which is kind of like rough to, you know, to implement in the world. That's also why I think games work really well, because you can do something and immediately you get feedback and it's quite good. So yeah, and Theme says my first manhwa was Killing Stalking. I have not read that yet, but I'll go and look it up. Do you read and translate it, by the way, or have you also mastered the Korean language? I'm curious. Speaking of language, by the way, I think you'll probably appreciate this, Afim. Do you know like how I've been reading, like how I've been working on Japanese? And like I showed you guys this little like notebook that I had where I was like doing like some Japanese practice of like reading things and stuff. Like remember, like it was like a couple pages. Well, this right here is now where I am. I've been really keeping up basically. Vocabulary for me, like basically I just have like a notebook full. Vocabulary for me is like the hardest part right now. There's just so many words that I don't know. But that's it with like every single like language that you're learning. Like you have to go for all the vocabulary, and God, it's hard. God, it's freaking hard. So yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hope that was fun. I hope that little bit was I hope that little bit that was fun, because yeah. I was thinking when it comes to like the stream, like we often talk about things, but it's also fun to like maybe like prepare some things to talk about, so I can like show you things, and then instead of like having to look them up, be like, oh yeah, let's, you know, I can have links prepared. But I just realized that I should probably like find a better way to prepare them so I can click for them faster, because it kind of breaks up the flow, don't you think? But vocabulary, interesting. You should say that. Why is it interesting? That vocabulary is something that's curious to you. Tell me. Let's see. Looking it up is iconic though. Looking it up, I have hold on. Let's see here. I think I could go ahead and do this. Sorry about that. All right, just preparing this. But like, I don't want to constantly be looking up vocabulary the entire time. See, iconic. Sorry about that. I just walked into that, eh? Right. But yeah, no, what do I want to say? I don't know, man. First time streaming in a while. It's been a while. Theme says, I've been working on a solution to that for about 6 months now, and it's almost ready. Ooh! Do you care to share a little bit more about it? Do you care to share a little bit more? Like what are you thinking about? I got a new puppy! Dude, that's so cool! That's so cool. What's their name? And what kind of puppy is it? There's always good things happening. I knew it. I knew it. If you want to try, I mean, like, I'm down to try it. I'm down to try anything at this point. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. It's like, what is it? It is a couple months until I go to Japan, and I want to be able to at least like have some decent conversations with people. Right now, I can like read and write perfectly fine. Or like not perfectly fine, but I can read and write with some support. But I need support. I need to have like a dictionary where I can look things up and then just like compare them to my notes and stuff. So yeah, it's not easy. Their name is called Minion. It's a runt. Ooh, that's really cool. Let me go and let me go find a picture. Dude, that's really cool. That is really cool. Well, congratulations with your new member to the family. One of the things that one of the things that I remember from last year we had a puppy over for a couple of weeks because things happened, yeah, like one of the things that I find interesting. I'm not necessarily the most dog loving person out there. Like, I really appreciate them, but I have an innate fear of dogs because I got jumped when I was a little kid by a guard dog, and that had just instilled like a big innate fear with me. I'm rather comfortable with them, but there's still always like this innate that I just can't get rid of. I don't know why. I don't know how to get rid of it. It's really annoying, but I do really appreciate them as aminals. And yeah, one of the things that was like very eye-opening to me when we had this puppy over for like a little while was they're always really cute to see, but when they're also really young, is that they just don't know any rules. They don't know like how to, what to do. They need to sleep a lot, so you need to be quiet for them. But then the moment they're awake, they're really rather active, and they also like you need to care for them a lot because they won't know how to hold it until they're outside to go to the bathroom and that sort of stuff. So there was a lot of cleanup. It was also like a rather interesting situation where we kind of got like. We had to like we got in contact with like one of these like organizations which seem to be like, oh yeah, we want to find a new home for like puppies who have like were in a shelter, and we want to find them and like we want to find them like an adoption family. But in the meantime, while we're looking for them, we want people to like have them like hold them for a while, like have them at their places so they don't have to be in like a massive shelter, and they can actually just be at like a supportive family for a while as we're going from city to city to find adoptive families that want to keep these dogs forever. So we figured, hey, that's kind of cool. Let's do it. Let's if we're gonna have a dog over for like a couple days until they find a family through like a dog cafe sort of thing, totally fun, totally cool. So we do that, and yeah, it turns out it wasn't really the best managed organization. Like, I'm sure they had good intent, but at the same time the communication wasn't like great. The dogs came with like no support or documentation or anything, and turns out they were kind of imported from Eastern Europe, and then they were just like they just went to Eastern Europe, pulled like a whole bunch of dogs like from there, just brought them here, and was like, well, let's go figure out if we can like sell them to people. And that was just kind of weird. And these dogs have definitely have been for a lot, because honestly, you know, they've been for a huge trip. Which takes weeks. They would go from like person to person to person to person every other week, which is I believe at that age, I'm not a dog expert, but that doesn't really seem like a very healthy way to grow up. So they were very not educated, and they were very terrified, and it was kind of sad to see. But yeah, hope that they found like a good place. Let's see. Bronze is not a race of a doggo. I think it might be a Chiweenie. Let's see. Well, I'd only do that with older dogs. Let's see, Chiweenie. Like, I'm really, really bad with, like, dog names. Like, I don't know their races or whatever, right? Let's see, Chiweenie. Oh, wow. It's kind of like a more hairy Chihuahua is what I'm seeing here. It's like kind of look like these. Like, these two seem like very different. Like, actually, like all of these, like these, this one, that one, these two seem very different to me. These ones seem very similar. These ones seem sort of similar. Which one do you have? What kind? Or like, is my search engine not good? It might be that my search engine might not be good. Well, yeah. I'm really curious, I think, by the way, about your vocabulary solution, because honestly, like, I need to learn a lot of vocabulary. That really, really helps. Anyway, let's go over to the game, actually, because like it's been a while since I've played a little bit of the game. Might be fun to go take a look at that. It's just weird starting up again, eh? It's weird starting up again. I do quite like the background music. I don't know if you guys appreciate it as well, but I feel like it adds like a nice flair to it. Just relaxing. So yeah, let me go and change this around. I can't find my mouse. There we go. Oh, right. Let's see. Actually, I'm wondering where this might be a good idea. I was like, well, maybe we can look at like something from Age of Empires, but I'm not. I don't know whether I'm in the mood for that yet. We have another stream coming up about that soon. We have another stream coming up on Friday, so. What do you guys want? What do you guys want to do? I feel like one of the dangers of this music, by the way, is that like it relaxes me a little bit too much, and I don't feel like bringing in the big show that I'm supposed to give. But yeah, I think I should do Age of Empires soon, anyway. Because honestly, like, it's just like, yeah. Have you done Solaris yet? I have done it. We could start out with that. We could start out with a little bit of that. I was actually thinking about like doing that as like a separate stream, like starting out like from like start to end for the entire stream, for next week. Because I figured like today might be a good day to just like kind of like catch up a little bit, talk about what the hell's going on, do that sort of thing, kind of catch up. And then for this week we have I'm going to continue on with like we're going to start with Warhammer 40k Space Marine. God, that took me a long time to say. But we're going to get started with that. And I also wanted to check out Marvel Rivals, because that's been popping off quite a bit, and I still haven't looked at that yet. And then also continue on with a little bit of Age of Empires soon, so I figured that would be something fun. I gotta wait for you to get into modded. Ooh. If you have any mods for that you want to recommend to me, feel free to let me know, because I'd be interested. But yeah, anyway, it is time for Age of Empires 2. Let me go and change this. Sorry, I got a bit distracted. Give me a moment. Oh, don't worry about it. I get distracted too sometimes. Let's go. Wait, I already set this to Age of Empires 2. Did I never change this? I thought I set this to just chatting. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. Marvel Rivals is just Overwatch? Yeah, but apparently it's popping off, dude. Apparently, like, people are really enjoying it. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like Overwatch was doing fine until all of a sudden the people were like, yeah, no, we don't want to play it anymore. Apparently people are really, really enjoying it. So I'm quite curious as to like whether it's just like a vibe, whether it's just something that's temporary, or whether it's like it's actually better or whatever, right? I don't know. So yeah. Anyway, It is time for some Age of Empires 2. Oh boy. It has been a while since I've played this game. It's been a while since I've played some Age of Empires 2 here on stream. But it doesn't mean that I haven't played it at all entirely. No, that's such a weird sentence. It's slightly better due to the fact that you can have all the champs unlocked. Yeah, I've heard there's no role selection thing, basically. I've heard that it's like you can choose whatever you want. So if you want to have like everyone be offensive, you can like have an offensive team. If you want to have everyone be defensive, you can have that. If you want to have everyone to be a healer, you can also lose if you want to. There's no role system, and you just play with what your team needs. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. But that's above an AoE 2 hype. Yeah! How's it going, man? How you doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I on the one hand, I want to sit here and be like, man, it's been such a long time. It's been over a month since I played this on stream. I also know for myself that I have like played this yesterday. So, you know, it hasn't been that long, but for you guys it might have been long. So we're just gonna say, oh man, it's been such a long time. But yeah, how are you doing, man? How's it been? I hope you've been good. I hope you've been fine. Yeah, Age of Empires 2, dude. It's been a while here on stream, and there's something I actually wanted to look at. So yeah, as you may know, one of the things that I'm looking forward this year is to improve myself. Not just improve myself and get better, but one of the things that I really want to focus on is like try and get a little bit, you know, more. Get some sort of like characteristic to myself or whatever, right? Like, I need to find something. What makes me me? And I think a good place to start. That is right here in Age of Empires 2. Because as I said, like, what am I known for in Age of Empires 2? Just kind of like bumbling around and sometimes winning, sometimes losing. That's not good. That is not good. I can't just be known as the bumbling, stumbling idiot in Age of Empires 2 that sometimes wins, sometimes loses. That's not really a catchy name. If I were to put on a t-shirt, that's not really something that anyone wants to wear. I want to be known as someone. The player that does something. I need to have something to myself, and I need to figure out what that may be. So I figured one thing that I could do is I could go ahead and take a look at a match right here. Maybe look at some sort of like match that I played, and then figure out maybe I can find something there that I can like enhance and make that a little bit more powerful. So one of the things I want to look at is one of the games that I played during my holiday season. So let me go load the game up right here. Let me see, by the way, if I have sound to this, because I don't think I do. I don't think I've changed that just yet, so I'm just going to go change this around. I'm going to go do this. Sound needs to be turned on as well. Sounds. Let me make sure that everything is set up properly. And that thing should be. That's also alright. Okay. We should have sound now. Yeah, there we go. I hear sound. I hear sound. I hear sound. Good. All right, let's load the game. Let's see here. Let's see. Which one was I looking for? Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. I'm alert. Doggo is cold. Go warm up your doggo, man. Go warm up your doggo, please. Right. Here we go. Here we go. This is the game that I was looking for. And a 2 and a 1. Yeah, perfect. All right. So, here we go. That is me. All right. So, what did I say? I kind of lost my train of thought. I need to work on that. I need to work on that to make that a little bit better. But yeah. Words. Trying to think. What was the last thing that I said? What was the last thing that I said about, you know, not just now, but just kind of like when I let this in. I don't know. We're just gonna get started with this, and I'll cut it up into some sort of clip that makes sense. Sorry about that. I'm just like, this is something. This right here. Sorry about going on a tangent again, but this right here is something that I struggle with the most when I start streaming again. It has been like a month since I haven't streamed. It's like trying to like keep track of everything that's going on. So yeah, I'll try and keep it as comprehensive as I can. Hopefully. You'll help me. Let me know if anything is unclear. Right. So, all right. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, one of the games I wanted to look at right here was a game that I played during the Christmas holiday season with my friend Aoife over here. So this right here is basically how we got started playing Age of Empires 2. The two of us together would go ahead and like play a little bit of Age of Empires 2 and keep my villagers idle. Oh no, that's bad. But we would just go ahead and like play a little bit of Age of Empires 2, go online, play against people, or most likely you just go and play against AI, because man, online is scary. Let me tell you, if you're a player player that only like once in a while plays with your friends. This game can be really, really scary if you want to go online because you feel like the people that you're up against, which are Vogel right here, which should be a Dutch player, and then we have Bloodmaster 05. Like they can sound really, really scary. Like you hear Bloodmaster 05 and you're like, man, this is definitely the type of player that would go ahead and just like kill 2 sheep at the same time and then leave the other sheep just standing around there to watch over the murder of their brethren, knowing that they will be next. Like you just know that they're scary players and you don't want to be fighting them, so you rather stay ahead and fight against the AI that you can just put on easy if you want to, or you can kind of cheat your way around. But hey, you know, sometimes the time must come where you have to do something. And you have to go online and you have to do something. Scout, yeah, there we go. The scout decides to go ahead and do something. But yeah, that's what we decided to do after playing a little bit of Age of Empires 2, like against the AI. We've slowly got a little bit better to be able to play against the moderate AI, and then we figured after playing against the moderate AI, let us go ahead and play against the play against an actual opponent. Let's see if we can do a team game together. So Ivar over here in the yellow is playing as the Britons, and I'm playing right here as the Khmer. And we figured, well, let's see what we can do in a team game. And we were playing against people who we just like, they were just unranked, so I don't know what their rank is, I don't know how strong they are, but we just knew that we'd be playing them, and I figured, you know, what the heck, what shall I do, rather than just like, you know, like go with a standard build or whatever. Let me go ahead and like go very quickly into the next stage, because Khmer don't need any required buildings. So I figured since this kind of seemed to be a closed map, there's no water here. I mean, like there's water over here, but they didn't know about that. I only saw this right here. If you look at my my fog of war, this is the only thing that I could see. So I figured, let me just go ahead and go and speed up right here in the food. So as you can see, I'm pushing in the deer because pushing in deer makes your food collection go faster than with your sheep. I wanted to go for the boar over here. So look at that. That's going to be a perfect boar hunt. A perfect boar hunt. A perfect boar hunt. Please don't know. I'm putting this right here online for you guys, and I killed my own villager. Dude, that was bad. That was really, really bad. But hey, you know, there's more villagers behind here. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes it happens. We're still going to continue on. We're still going to continue on doing nothing. You know, like, hey, maybe one thing that we can learn right now from this is that I idle villagers and get them killed by boars. That's not what I want to go for. That's not what I want to go for. So hopefully I'm doing something better here, because I figured I want to go ahead, get myself up to the next stage. And then because what you're seeing right here, Ivar right here is in front. I'm here in the back. I figured that what I could do is I could basically just go ahead and send a whole bunch of people here to eco, just like build up my my eco here, and then also like build some production units here forward, because then I don't have to worry about protecting my base. If we just wall this off, the chances that these guys will come towards me is going to be very low. Now, one of the things that I do standardly do is like I built loom. I shouldn't have done that probably in this case, because hey, you know, we're here, I'm protected. The chances that these enemies are going to come to me are very low. But hey, you know, loom is just part of my standard build order. And I was already hunting deer, which was already too stressful. So there we go. Loom is coming in, which probably means that soon I will be able to go ahead and get myself up to the next age. Once this villager is done, like most of the time, like I'll keep villagers in queue until I see that I have 500, and I'll be going for it. Let's see. There we go. Getting next more. To be honest, it's kind of hard not to see like what my resources are. I see that I have like a couple of like a number of resources here acquired, but I don't know entirely what I have. Right. Oh, here we go. That's better. I have 197 food, so I still need a little bit more. But yeah, over time, slowly but surely, we're building up right here. And I was thinking, like, I want to do something aggressive. I want to do something special. Maybe that could be my thing. Maybe I could go ahead and be some aggressive player that comes right here from the back line. In the meantime, Ivar right here in the yellow, he's starting to wool up. He built the barracks already because like he doesn't know. Like he's right here on the front lines. He doesn't know if any attack is going to come in soon. And we don't know what blue and green are going to be doing, because honestly, this is all that we can see. Ivar did some scouting over here to go and take a look right here at the enemy. Ran right past his TC, but it was totally fine, because apparently, you know, that's not something that you always get punished by, and he's just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I'm thinking he might have done an auto scout here. If I'm just looking at how that scout moves around, that kind of feels like an auto scout, because I don't think that he'll be pointing them like that, but that's totally fine, you know, just like your scout. My scout over here has been pushing deer, so he's been very useful with that, but hasn't really scouted all that much, I believe, unless I put him forward here as well. And is that also auto scout? I might have done that at this point in time. I don't know. Yep, that kind of looks like an auto scout. Yeah, no, I have no right of speaking here. I had no right of speaking here. I was like, I want to go up very fast. There we go. We're clicking up. Blue was faster this time, but I didn't just want to go up fast for like a fast fuel. I kind of want to go fast castle. So what you're seeing right here, what you should be seeing right here, that I sent these villagers to work. That I've sent a couple of them over to gold in a moment, if I remember this properly, because I did like this game has been like over a month ago. This has been around Christmas time. We were just getting ready for the holidays. The day before the holidays, we're like, yeah, let's go and like get together and go play some Age of Empires. So this right here is the gold. There's the gold mining camp coming up. I sent these villagers over to farms because the point of what I want to have is I want to basically be able to go up to Castle Age the moment I hit the next age. Normally you would have to build 2 buildings, but since the Khmer don't need to do that, you can just click up right away. And as you see right here, my food is slowly building up. I only have 50 gold, so I need 200 gold and I need about 800 food to go up to the next age. So I really need to get to work within these 30 seconds, which I don't think is going to happen just yet. I think I was a little bit tight. 21 pop fast castle is optimistic, that's Muffin says. It is indeed. That said, I have been able to do it more consistently lately. It is possible. Normally I go to like, what is it? 21, 22. But then I get my my villagers over to the gold way faster. Because as you can see right now, the gold is 120. I am able to get it down to like 200 at this point in time. But I was a little bit too late, so I figured, well, why not go with the text right here, and then we'll just figure it out. As always in team games, I'm a little bit more like not as onto things because I feel like, man, I need to communicate. I need to be good. I'm stressed out. If I play by myself and I feel in control of the map and I know the map, I'll be good. But otherwise, I kind of struggle with things. Now, what did I do this for? Oh shoot! I think I remember what I did. I think I remember like I set a waypoint on this and I create a villager and I don't realize that the villager's still inside. So there we go. They're coming out slowly but surely. I haven't clicked up yet. I think I've just fully decided now to go make villagers, as you can see right over here. I've kind of given up on that. When you click later, you collect more resources on the way up. Clicking later, 24, maybe even 20 seconds will 26 will speed you up. Yeah, that is like that's why I wouldn't go for like that's why like I would go for at least 20, 22. But never go for like 19 up. That's set though, like right now. I thought I was gonna do this, but I wasn't gonna do this because I'm seeing that right now that I wasn't doing that. So yeah, here we go. Instead, I decided to like go and look ahead in front because this I do remember. I wanted to make sure that I had my walls up. I worked in the walls, make my production buildings right here. I was gonna go into some scouts because the Khmer are a pretty good cavalry civilization, and then from that build forward and just keep the aggression going because you know maybe I'm a very good aggressive player. Well, looking at how good I've been with like my fast castle, yeah, we're approaching 50 minutes and I'm not fast castling yet. So yeah, there we go. There we go. That is that's not entirely what I hoped for. We're over the 300 to 200 gold I need, but my food count still needs to go up. And what am I doing here? I am still creating villagers, so that's good. We're not idling the TC all that much. If we want to take a look at TC idle time, it's a whole bunch of stats, dude. It's insane. Say like right here, we're doing quite well as opposed to our opponents, who right here have actually gone ahead and you know decided on playing with some archers. These are some archers and skirmishers over here. This I would say basically is kind of the AI build. Every single time that I play against like the extreme AI and it builds like it builds an army, it will always build an equal amount of archers and then oh no, these are pikemen, archers and pikemen. It will always build like an equal amount of archers and skirmishers, but here like I misjudged the spears that they're carrying. They're not gonna throw these; they're gonna stab these. But yeah, these spearmen and these archers, it kind of like the fact that they're so balanced. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. It's 5 on each side, 6. So he should probably be producing one more. Please produce another one. Please produce another. He's not producing another one. But hey, you know he's building his little army. And then Green over here has started to mine the stone. So he'll probably want to build a castle at some point in time. He's got 3 people on the stone. He's got some villagers standing around here, just kind of like wondering what to do. And then he has his houses right here. Like he has made a little housing district over here, which is really, really rather nice. You know, like if you want to live close to, like if you want to live somewhere, you want to live close to your neighbors. So you like if you're out of like butter or you're out of like sugar, you can just like go into the next house and like ask them like, hey, do you have something? And you can go back. If you look at something like my village over here, you can see like these houses are so far apart. You don't want to walk that distance. And then right here, you know, you live right here, very, very close to your work. If you work right here as like a lumberjack. You have to wait on your friends all the time, which is really annoying. Like, man, it was so slow. And then when you're done, you just go to your home, which is right here at the work site, and you can never really disconnect from work and play, basically. And that's also not good. So blue, like, I mean, green has already figured this out. He has the housing district, he has the working district. Blue over here kind of has the same thing that we have, and right here our role is slowly coming into play, as so are my scouts. So I think that I decided at this point in time that fast gas already wasn't going to happen. I don't know how that got into my head, probably because I've been practicing with that a little bit. So I figured maybe I'm doing this here as well, but yeah, no, I've been practicing with like 21, 22 fast castle on Khmer. But yeah, at this point in time, Blue had decided to go and attack our wall. He found our wall. And at this point in time, I heard from like Ifar being like, oh man, I'm getting attacked. You need to do something. I was like, shoot. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and attack him. The best form of defense is offense, I've heard. That is basically a saying within our, from one of our Dutch soccer legends. The best form of defense is offense. So I figured, let me go ahead and try and attack as many villagers here as I can, so that his army that was pushing our walls now has to come after me. And I'll have the horses. So this right here, I believe, was my perspective. I didn't really see like the archers that he had, but I did see the pokey boys. And I was like, man, my horses are not gonna be taken by him. But as long as the pokey boys are over here, I can just go ahead and you know, try and kill some villagers, and then just run away if things get a little bit too dicey. So I have them over here. They kind of like attacking the farm sometimes, but I'm not the biggest fan of that. But hey, you know, like I can just keep on running and get some distance between us, and then go ahead for another hit sometimes. So yeah, in the meantime, right here, I'm kind of just expanding my eco, keeping on making villagers. Look at that. Nope, Castle Age. Castle Age finally came in at 20 minutes. So yeah, it wasn't really fast, but hey, you know, it's just kind of what happened over there. We were also just sitting here. Actually, like we were both playing like right here in his room. I was on the one computer, Eva was on the other one, and we were just kind of like chatting and chilling at the same time. So yeah, right here I'm making more scouts because I figured, hey, you know, let me go and make two teams that can raid. And at this point in time, like this right here is still where I need to improve my eco or like my micro. But yeah, I had 4 over here, 4 over there, 2 control grips, and it's time to go strike again because he was ready to go build a tower to go attack the wall over here. So I figured if he wants to attack us, I should go and attack him and get his army back. So I'm attacking his gold villagers because if he's asking no one on gold, basically he can't click up. So he's off the gold. That's good. Now, scouts, please don't go to the TC. Please don't go to the TC. That's good. That's good. Meanwhile, the second group should be ready to get going. They're not ready yet. But here, the archers are attacking the houses. Ivar is building a tower. We see the towers coming up in defense. Ivar has gone into I think skirmishers and no, just skirmishers. Just skirmishers to try and counter the Poke Boys and the archers. And meanwhile, I'm over here ready to unleash what I call my expert micro, where I micro 2 groups of units at the same time somewhat decently. Maybe not so decently. So we have group number 1 who is attacking the stone. Group number 2 just ran away from the gold. Group number 1 is kind of standing around and attacking the stone again because sometimes they need some instructions. And I figured, you know, as long as group number 1 is annoying blue, maybe group number 2 can go ahead and find green. Because so far we haven't really disturbed green yet, and it might be good to go and like disturb the green a little bit more. Because what if green all of a sudden pops up and becomes like a really good player? What if we let him boom? That could be bad. So group 2 is coming in. Group 1 also as well. I don't know what kind of army he has, so just wanted to make sure that I'd be somewhat prepared. Group 2 decides to go in on the gold, and look at that, we get a fill kill over there. They stand around and all. They go for the other fill kill. Almost. I see the Poke Boys coming out, and I need to go and run again. In the meantime, we have over here, we have Group 3 coming out. We have things getting ready here. We have things getting dicey. The 2 towers are up to go in for a little bit of a tower war. Now, Blue has actually garrisoned his archers over here. Ivar just left this tower empty, and this tower is actually going attacking the house and not doing anything with the tower. I think they're just out of range here. But meanwhile, I'm over here. I decided to go hit the farms. And these types of attack I found are just so freaking effective. Not just for like getting the offense away, but also just from like disturbing the entire economy. The moment I saw this was the distinct look of a town bell. I don't know if you've ever seen that from the Christmas video, but around Christmas I rang the bells of Christmas, and what you see right here, even if you don't hear, because if you're playing you don't hear their town bell, you can see the moment I attack this, and you see all these villagers moving away. I knew at this point in time that what was happening was that his entire economy was being idled. Everywhere, all the villagers were coming back home to safety, which meant that nothing was coming in terms of resources for him. So I was like, oh man, that's good. That is good. I need to go in for that again. Meanwhile, team number 3, team number 1, they're grouping up to go in for another hit right here in blue. And here on green, I should probably be making my way back soon because I figured, hey, I need to try and do that again. Meanwhile, this team right over here, they've grouped up. They're attacking blue over here. And blue decides to resign. He decided that he has had enough. I probably heard from green that, he was being attacked. And he figured it was too much. Green just resigns as well, and that is the game. Now, I figured that this might be my entry into becoming more of the aggressive player. You know, the type of player that goes fast castle and then goes and be aggressive and dominates his players. But, I figured that this was... this probably isn't meant for me. Because, if we kind of look at this, it's... we didn't win, which is good. But, the fast castle didn't really occur so much. And the stunning micro... I mean, it was just 2 groups of horses just running around. But hey, it was a fun game. It was a fun game, especially with, like Efor was already building out his woodlines over here, his production over here. We were actually gearing up to actually have quite a long fight. I don't know if I found, like, here. Like, I built up my market over here so that we could go ahead and, like, set up some trade. Maybe to this corner right over there, or maybe to this corner over here. I hadn't really done anything with the water yet. I didn't really scout the water at all. I didn't know about that. And I was kind of going around, or Evo was going around to try and, like, see, like, what this map looked like. And we were getting ready to go for a full-on battle. But, it kind of happened that blue resigned and then green resigned, and that was the end of that. Honestly, it was a whole bunch of fun. It was a good old time, and I do really enjoy being able to feel like I can go online and have some fun. So, yeah. Here we are. That was our Age of Empires 2 game. I think that I will have to look for something else, though, that I can define myself with. But hey, that search will continue another time. So yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Vanessa Muffin says, the total amount of games your opponent added up to is 35, so they're new. Oh man. I probably also haven't played like 35 games online. What have I played? I think you've probably seen all of my online games right now. You've probably seen every single one of my online games at this point in time. I've streamed every single one of them. Because I'm too afraid to go online. Actually, not necessarily. I think that for me, when I'm playing Age of Empires 2, so I don't go online all that much in Age of Empires 2. We just played against, like, we just watched a match right here. We just watched this match right here against, like, 2 players. But Muffin says, like, they only played, like, 35 matches online. And I don't think I've even hit that. Like, I might have not even hit double digits of online matches. And I think the reason for that is that there's always so much for me to improve. Like, even in this match, like, you saw that there was a lot of things that I did wrong when it came to just, like, getting up into the Dark Age. And as long as I don't have a perfect Dark Age yet, there's still so much for me to improve. So I figured, like, hey, like, I need to practice that. And I don't feel like I can practice that bit. Like, oh man, this was kind of off. And I asked my opponent, be like, hey, can we start again? Because I kind of, like, I got my Frederick killed by a boar. But I can't do that with an AI, because an AI is just like an AI. He doesn't care. So that is why I've been mostly playing against AI. But if I play with friends, I do go online. Because it's more fun to go online with friends than just by yourself. Let's see. True, you have played less. You're just better. Don't stroke my ego too much. I may start believing it. Avima asks, is this Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on Steam? Yes, it is. It is. And it's fun. I really enjoy it. But yeah, just to show you, I think that, where was that? I actually have been doing these, like, early castle age, like these castle ages. Let me see where a good one is. This right here is just like me practicing these against AI. So let me see if I can find them. We'll speed this up a little bit. So this right here is one of my practice matches against AI. This is what I do quite a bit. Where I just go on a random map and just go and, like, try and figure it out. This right here is extreme AI that I'm playing against. If I practice, I always do extreme AI. So this right here is me against extreme AI. You can also see that with the TC time. TC time of extreme AI is always going to be 0. So this map, like, I'm not too familiar with the map pool. So the reason why I do this, Now, the reason why I do this is because I, first of all, need to get more familiar with the map pool, and secondly, because I need to, like, learn my Dark Age better. As you saw in the previous match, one of the things I end up with is, like, not a perfect Dark Age where I end up, like, killing a villager with the board, that sort of stuff. So I want to get that better. I want to make sure that improves. So that's what I'm trying right here. This is one of my practice matches. I believe this is one where I go for, like, a really fast castle. Martin M, how's it going? Hello, what are you, what's up and what are you doing? Well, right now we're looking at a little bit of Age of Empires 2, which is a real-time strategy game where basically you have to build your civilization by gathering as much resources as you can, and then building up to the next age where you get more powerful gear to acquire things, but also more powerful gear to fight your opponent. And your opponent right here can be another person or an AI, and they are going to do the same thing. And because of that, like, there's a whole bunch of like strategy around like what you can do with, hey, maybe I want to get like a faster eco going so I can hit them faster, or maybe you want to boom up so you have more resources later on to hit them harder. So yeah. That is what we're doing right here. Right here, we just looked at like a game that I played with my friend a while back, and I wasn't like, I said like, oh, maybe I'm doing here a Khmer fast castle, and then that really didn't turn out to be a fast castle because it was like 25 minutes or something. But then I kind of want to prove that this is what I've been doing. Like I've been practicing a lot. Like I practice a lot against AI. I don't really play that many online games. I think, but that's Muffin knows how many online games I've played. I believe it's less than 10. But yeah, what you see right here, this right here should be more of the fast castle build that I'm trying. So what you see right here, pushing the deer, because what I want to do is I want to have like half the villagers right here on deer and on this right here, berries. I think like I'll have like 18 or so. 16 on this, free on wood, and then we'll go free on stone, free on gold, and then we should be clicking up pretty soon. This right here was a weird setup right here because I did not have a second boar. Again, I don't know many of these maps, and a lot of these maps are very different. I think this map right here, it's called Land Madness. I've never played it before, and I think one of the things I found out is like you can't wool over these things, so it was like a really weird map to wool. But here we are, 22 villagers, clicking up right here with Feudal Age. And I believe this one right here should be getting close to my castle click up. Number 20 recorded games online, that is. Okay, so it's double what I thought it was. Fast castle can be tricky in this map because it only has one board. Yeah, I figured that. But one thing that I did discover was that there was like a little bit of a bush underneath your TC. I only figured that later. So yeah, I think fast feudal is better in Khmer. Ooh, interesting. Let me know. Let me know why. Like one thing I wanted to try is like be able to click through right away. This is not the one though. Oh no, this right here. This is me. Look at that. Blue. I'm blue. I was looking at red. I didn't time this perfectly. If I had the board, I would have timed this more perfectly. But what you see right here, we're here and we're almost hitting the 800. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Click up. So that's at 11:10. I'm able to click up, which isn't perfect. I mean, like, there are players who can do this better than me. But for someone who was like rather new to this, only played like 20 online games, I think that 11 minute castle click up time is quite decent. Martin M says, I think fast feudal is better because of how open this map is. Oh, okay, yeah. No, I think that also, like, you're right when it comes to playing real opponents, because they will hit you faster than AI will. Like, I know AI will generally not attack during Castle Age until like Castle Age, or unless you provoke them. So after this, like, I just kind of like go ahead and cheese the AI a little bit. But this right here is like very much my practice, where I think like if I had the second boar, I probably would have been able to like click up right away. Now there's like just a little bitty right here. So there we go. 13 minutes, 30 minutes, 49 fast castle. There we go. And now I can get the upgrades, and then I can go ahead and like play the AI, which honestly isn't all that interesting because in general, you know, it's just playing the AI. So I decided to kind of like wool up. Meanwhile, you know, like he wants to like send this stuff forward, and I kind of knew like if I kind of wool this up right here, there wasn't really a nice wood line to build a TC on, so I decided let me go place one over there, wool this up as best as I can, and I figured like, oh wait, I can't build through here. That's annoying, but hey, I can wool up as best as I can, and I just kind of go ahead and just attack him later on. There, like a lot of times, like my focus right here is on getting that like very early age right. Getting the wooling stuff somewhat right, and then trying to like figure out what I can do with micros. So I'll go ahead and like I'll wool this up because I didn't know the map. So I was right now I was still kind of discovering the map. Then I knew that he was attacking, so like right here I can kind of cheese the AI because I know that he will follow my scouts if I move them around. Figured what if I place a castle here, kind of deny that gold, take this like map control. And honestly, the rest of this game wasn't all that spectacular. It was very much more for me to like try and get that right. Yeah, it was a very risky 2-foe cast, but I also knew that the AI would not do this. This is something that I would not do in a real game. But I just knew that the AI would not like come in because I just saw him like attack right here, my scout, and I knew that if he was going to do something, I would go ahead and like deal with that. And this right here is something that I'm practicing then as well. It's like, hey, how can I go ahead and like attack / raid him with like cheap units? So this right here was going into light calf. I think like my approach is going to be light calf and Scorps, because like that combination I felt would be quite nice, because you would have food only and then you'd have wood and gold. And I'm just trying to see like what can I do with that. So the one thing I like the light calf with is that they're pretty strong in just like going ahead and raiding. But one of the things I was struggling with, well, this is quite loud. One of the things I'm struggling with at this point in time is like trying to break through. So what you see right here is I can raid a little bit, but then like my unit control of multiple units, especially when I need to protect the scorpions. I mean, I should have pulled the scorpions back way more. But like I can't really kind of go in right here with my light cav into here. I don't really want to be taking down buildings all that much, because I feel like, you know, it's just like some production buildings. I'd much rather be taking like fill kills. I should be exploring that a little bit more. But yeah, like that's something I'm a little bit struggling with, and then over time, you know, like you move in. So it's like trying to figure out like how do I do unit balance, and how do I control multiple groups at the same time, but also like scouting. I would love to send in like small little like groups like into the eco and just kind of disrupt it. But then whenever the eco is set up like this, where you has like TCs and castles around, then what you have is like you can't really disrupt them all that much, because you will just die to like the TC or castle fire. So that's just kind of like what I do here. We can play this on, but it's not all that interesting. The AI is very good in balance games, but if you don't have an army, they don't know how to do damage. So if you were to open archers or scouts, you'll find a more balanced game. Yeah, I found that very much like as long as you don't attack them, they won't come for you right away, and they'll kind of wait until like castle age until they come for you, and then you can go ahead and like play around with that. But that's why, like, for me right now, it's like first, before I can find something to adapt with, before I can find like an adapting play style, I first want to have my base play style be good. And that's what I see here is like my eco, there's a lot that I still need to work on. This right here is like the lovely part of like Khmer on the one hand, and also on the other hand is not, that you can just like put your villagers here like wherever on farms, and you don't have to have them near a farm. But then it's also really hard to like deal with that with like clicking that, like you can't auto farm on nothing. So yeah, and that's also like the balance of the resources. Right now I'm not floating like 5,000 resources, but I'm floating a lot of resources here, but meanwhile I'm attacking on multiple fronts, and then also like trying to manage multiple things at the same time. Like, dude, micro is hard. Micro is hard. It is something that I'm not very confident with yet. And this right here is what you're saying is like I have a whole bunch of like light cav around, but I can't really break through here, and I need to like playing around with them, like having them be defensive here, to defend the traps, but also making sure that they don't really, you know, do nothing. Like these right here just do nothing. But if you put them on aggressive, they'll just dive on the castle fire. And then you just like kind of mop them up, and there you go. So that's just kind of like how I practice some of these practice games. Yeah, it's not an entire like one-to-one for what you can. So yeah, I know that these practice games aren't like an entire one-to-one for like online play, but they're mainly focused on like for me to like get a feel for what I can do on the things that I can fully control. So if I can fully control, for example, I can fully control like the way that I do my Dark Age. I can fully control the way that I do my micro, that sort of stuff. Before I sort of master that, like I feel if I go into online, then I'll have to deal with people like actively disrupting me in ways that I will not know about that, and then like it will be hard to build up. But then again, I'll also learn to adapt. So that's just this is kind of like something that I do there. So yeah, Khmer is a great civ. It is. Thanks, but that's enough, and I've been able to discover them. And yeah, it's look at that look at that woodline, dude. Look at that bloody beautiful woodline in this one here. But yeah, this was an interesting map, and like a lot of these maps, I just need to kind of figure out as like what I like what they are, and like how to play them. It's kind of like building vocabulary. It's kind of like building vocabulary in Japanese. You need to learn a lot of this stuff. So this right here is also one of these practice matches. Let's see. I just want to go for the Dark Age here of this. We'll just go for this fast, because this right here is a map with 2 borders. Let me put it on my perspective here. So yeah, it's always like trying to figure out like what can I do with pushing and hunt. I feel like the hunt pushing has kind of changed. Like I feel like the hunt is behaving differently now than it did like last year. Like now I'm sort of able, like not entirely yet, eh? But like sometimes I feel like I'm almost able to push into deer. Like before I couldn't do that at all. So if you see this right here, like I felt like If I was able to align these things up properly, I would be able to like push into it at the same time. But then this one went too far away. I was like, screw it. You know, I'm just gonna. I need to rush this, so screw it. But I feel like they've changed. Also, in like I don't know. Like in some ways they feel like they've become better. In other ways, I feel like they've become more finicky. And I've also found that if I use the follow command on my scout, sometimes what happens is that he just like runs in front of the deer and then just like completely fucks up my track. So yeah, that's what Muffin says. They have changed the deer behavior. You're right. It's possible to reliably push to now. Okay, I really need to start practicing that. I might be able to get someone good at this. Let's see. This right here was me scouting a little bit, but that doesn't really matter right now. We're at 25 fills. Okay, this is not the build that I was intending to show. I didn't know what I was doing here. I am right here. No, this wasn't the one. This wasn't that one either. Right, but yeah. Phosphor as a guide on pushing 2 at once. On one of the last patches, made some adjustments. All right, I'll go check it out. But yeah. Anyway, that's just like some practice stuff that I'm doing. Sometimes it's just like sometimes what I'll just do is like I'll just do like a quick one, where it's just like it's only the dark age, you know, you just kind of quit out. Like you just do a little bit. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Like this is the sort of stuff that I won't stream. Because I don't think it's very interesting for you to like see me practice streaming things. So I figured, you know what? Let me just like try and practice this sometimes. And also one thing that I find is this is already kind of. Is this familiar? Is this familiar to you guys? Where like it's already at the start. Because like I feel like I'm still rather a beginner player. I haven't played this game for almost a year now on stream, but like I don't play this every single day. I just don't have the time, unfortunately. But one of the things that I found is that it's very intensive already to make sure that you get everything right. Let alone like look at that. Oh! I want to show this again. It's very intensive already to go ahead and try something good. Look at this. This was the first time that I was able to do it. There we go. Look at this action. Look at this. This is already requires a lot of my attention, let alone if I already have then someone else to worry about. That if I feel like a little bit tired, like I don't really have the mental energy to be playing like against other players. Look at that. I can't do that all the time though. That was like the one time it worked. But yeah, here we go. We're clicking up to the next age. I got 3 villagers on gold, but I don't think that gold is gonna make it. But yeah, sometimes I can make it happen. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, here I was too late on my food. So yeah, I just go continue to produce villagers, and I believe there were a couple times that I was able to do it, but yeah. This turned out to be another build because I was pushing into them. But yeah, this right here is just kind of practice. Man, I kind of love. I love this map, man. I don't know this map either. Like if I go here, like is there any? Oh no, this is Arabia, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes there are maps which I just don't know. Yeah, this right here is Arabia, so I do know that. But dude, this doesn't feel like Arabia. If you see like how well you can wool this off, like dude, this is such a woolable Arabia. I love it. Like so sometimes you can get generations like dude, this right here. Actually, this right here is still somewhat okay, but sometimes you get really bad generations. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But yeah. No, this right here isn't like you just try and like play around with that. It's really tight with 22, and if you delay extra in feudal, it can work against you. I do 24 standard. It's more comfortable. You can actually build stuff you want in castle. Yeah, I should probably try and go for that as well. But yeah, as you can see right here, I click up later. Like this right here is 21. Yeah, it's just like trying to figure things out. What I can do. This right here, do you really see this one? 27 days ago. What did I do here? I don't know what I did here. Let's see here. There we go. Right here. This blue's what I need to look at. This might have been before the change. Let's see. This is right here. It's also Arabia. Like, normally I would always practice on Arabia, but then like I started playing online, and one of the things I ran into was like constantly I would have, what is it? I would have like different maps, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I figured like let me go ahead and like screw around that. So yeah, this right here is just me practicing some of this, so like going at pushing that deer. This is probably still the old deer patch, because this right here looks very much like I would normally push in deer, and these right here, like one of the things that I have right now is that the scout goes alongside the deer sometimes if you're too close with it. That's right here. There we go. This right here. This right here. This right here. So this shit. Look. This is what I want to show you. There we go. This right here, I clicked up right now 23. So yeah, I 23, 24 pop. As you were saying, and then we hear fuel age coming in, and this right here is a really neat part. Like, look at that fuel age counting down. 20 seconds. Look at this. Look at this. 200, 3, 2, 1, 800. Boom. Oh, this felt so good. This felt so good. Like, the first time I did this, the first time I was able to do this, dude, I was like, it's been hard to replicate, but yeah, I did go for 23. Wait, I'm lost. Xenokick says. Right, so what are you lost about? Allow me to explain, because like honestly, right now I'm like rambling a little bit. I don't know, but I've lost the plot too. But yeah. Thank you for saying fantastic job on the eco balancing. I wouldn't say it's fantastic just yet because, you know, like I can't replicate this all the time. But this is what I want to go for. I want to be able to replicate this every single time. Where it's like, okay, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. But yeah, what you see right here, what's the income system? Oh, you mean like right here? So, all right, so this right here is all right. So let me explain how this works. Let me explain how this works. If you're not too familiar with Age of Empires 2, so how does eco work within Age of Empires 2, and like what the hell does it mean if I'm focusing on a build guide or if I'm focusing on like eco or military, that sort of stuff? I'm a rather new player in Age of Empires 2, and I'm trying to kind of figure this game out, maybe alongside with you. And yeah, sometimes I'm talking about eco or how I'm building up the game. So let me go over that for a little bit, showing you like what I mean with that. So if we go over right here to Age of Empires 2, one of the things that you find is that you start out with a village over here, and you can build 2 houses. That's normally what people start out with, and you have villagers who can take stuff. So one of the things you have is like you have different forms of resources. So you have wood, you have food, you have gold, and you have stone. And these 4 resources can build basically anything in the game. Now, different things will have different requirements. Buildings generally require wood to build. Villagers, right here, they only require food to build. And then if you have any military units, they generally require a mix of these resources. Like most of the time, it will be either like wood and food, wood and gold, like food and gold, or sometimes even stone. I don't think stone was really used for any of the like military units. It's generally just being used for like protection units, so like castles, towers, like town centers, anything that can kind of like as a building protect you, you can use stone for. So the thing that you want to do is you want to kind of try and find like the best way to gather your resources. Now, one of the things you can do is you can go to the wood line here, start chopping. There you go. You can take away some of the wood here and get some wood in your bag. The moment the wood is in the bag, you can use it. If you have like berries over here, they give you food. If you have animals over here, they give you food as well. And you also have like deer over here, which are also animals. You have sheep are the only controllable animals, and then these animals right over here, you can't control them. You can kind of hurt them. And then these animals over here, the pigs, they will hurt you if you don't watch out, but they give a whole bunch of food. So you gather all these things, you gather the food and the wood generally in the early Dark Age. And that's kind of like where a build guide comes in, because right at the start, you can't really start attacking each other in a serious way yet. So the only production that you really want to have is you want to produce a lot of resources, because the more resources you have, the better you can get started. I think the best example of another game is Catan. I don't know if you've played that before, but if you've played that, that's also a game where you have to gather resources to build things. And that's something where, you know, like right at the start, the first turns of Catan, what you're going to do is you're going to gather your resources. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm mainly focused on food and I'm focused on wood because I want to build some houses for the villagers I'm making. I want to build villagers to collect my wood and my food. But I'm not really all that interested in gold and stone yet because I don't really need to have protective buildings right now because, you know, this guy is also collecting his food. Right now, the AI, the guy right here is an AI, so don't worry about that too much. And then I don't really need gold all that much because gold you generally need to use to build like offensive units. Like if you want to have like units fight in this game for you, you will need some gold. So that's why like right at the start, what I'm doing right here is I'm just gathering the food. One of the things that may be interesting to know about is that you always like worry about like what you like how fast things take to gather. So what you see right here with the wood, the moment that the villager is like doing this right here, their count is going up of how much wood they're carrying. You have like a little counter over here, right there, and you can see like that counter is slowly going up. As long as the villager is doing this, it's gathering something, and then right here drops it off. The longer that the villager needs to walk, the longer it takes for this villager to, you know, like not be collecting. And the moment it drops it off, like it's dropped off, and then you have it. So you kind of want the villagers to be close. Similarly, if you have them on like the different food sources also work like collect faster. This deer right here collects way faster. As you can see right here, the deer, it is like ticking down very fast, whereas something else is ticking down like a lot slower. So if you want to, I think the speed is way different, but I think boars and deers are fastest. Then you have sheep, and then you have something like berries, which take a little bit longer. So you kind of balance with that, and then right here, what you use with these is like, right now what I'm going for is I'm going for like a fast castle. So right here, it's like 12 minutes, I'm like already clicking up the castle age. The thing that you want to do here, this is like what I'm practicing right here against the AI, is like trying to see if I can gather the resources required right at the point in time that I want them to go ahead and click up the next stage. So if we go back in time a little bit, because like we kind of skipped over that, is that right here, as I'm going through the next stage, once you enter the next stage, you can get like new things that you can build, new things that you can develop. And right here, the moment I enter the next age, I can click up, because I'm playing with a special civilization, I can already click up right away. I can click up to the other age, which costs me 800 food and 200 gold. So what I want, the moment this timer hits 0, I want to be able to click up with 800 food and 200 gold. So that's why I sent some villagers over here to gold. And as you see right here, the moment that this thing ticks over, you can see right over there, 3, 2, 1, that clicks up to 800, and now I can click up right away. 800, 200, I can click up right away. Now, that is not something that you can very easily get, and that's why you want to have some sort of build guide. And a build guide is basically saying like, hey, what I want to do is I want to get like this at this point in time. How do you do that? Well, you know like how fast villagers collect something, you know what kind of resources give you at what kind of speed something. So what you basically can do is like ahead of time you can say like, hey, if I send this many villagers at this point in time to here, I can send this many villagers at this point in time to here, send this many to there, that I know that I will have around this time I'll have these resources. Though because the map always differs, you don't always one-to-one have that. You do have to sometimes be lucky that things are like closer to you or further away from you, or your opponent doesn't attack you, but that's how you can practice that. And then right here you can go ahead and, you know, get your castle age right here in like about 13 minutes 48 seconds, which is not too bad for like a beginner player like me. So that's kind of like what the eco works like. I hope that makes sense. Like that's kind of the income system, and you want to balance that income system also with like making like other town centers so you can make more villagers so that you can gather more resources. And the more resources that you have at a certain point in time, the more army that you can create. And the moment you start fighting against your opponent, if you can have more resources to build more army, you can overwhelm them basically. So that doesn't always have to be the case, because sometimes they can play smarter than you, and then you can have all the resources in the world, but if you don't have the army, knowledge to fight them, hold on. But then if they can outplay you because they can take out like your strategic buildings, or they can take out like all of your eco right in the back, while you are still out here trying to figure out like how to attack them, then you can still lose. So eco isn't all that important. Like you can still win without it, but having it is really, really nice. So that's kind of like the income system. Hope that makes sense. Turumbar, how's it going? Hi, I was watching you on YouTube, but here I can chat with the other viewers. Well, welcome. Welcome. Wait, are you Morton M on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know entirely. You might be, but yeah. Shorefish is the fastest if you don't consider Civ bonuses. For a beginner player like me, nah, this is textbook quick. Yes, I am. Okay, cool. Now I know. No, this is like a fluke. This is still like I can't do this every single game. Yeah. Animals also have food decay, so you need to push them to be more efficient so you don't lose food. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out like what do you guys do? What do you guys do if you're getting food in? What do you do with your boar and deer and sheep? Like I do decide to like gather them in before I finish the last thing that I'm working on, because I do feel it's nice to have a certain amount of like be able to continue on, and like the little decay that you have while the deer is or the boar is like laying dead. I don't care too much about that because I care more about villager idle time. But what I will do is like I will send everyone on like one thing and then move over to the other, because otherwise I'll have two decaying at the same time. But then again, some people say that's not too fast. So what do you guys feel? What do you guys do? Let's see. Shorefish is the fastest. We don't consider Civ bonuses. Dude, shorefish are the freaking worst. Like they're great if you like. Man. Shorefish. For those of you who may not be familiar with Age of Empires 2, you can have water in your maps. I haven't played that many water maps yet because again, I'm not that old in this game. But one of the things about water in the map is like you can have fish, and you have fish somewhere in the middle of the water, and you have fish like close to the edge of the water, and they're both different types of fish. How does that make sense? Well, you don't know at the start, but you will know later on. That makes sense. But what you do is if you send a villager to go catch that fish with a net, it will be one of the fastest way to collect it. If you send a fishing boat to collect that, it will be one of the slowest ways in the game. I didn't know that for the longest time. And the annoying thing is that the fishing boats will not always go to the deep fish, which are further away in the water. Sometimes they'll just go to the shore fish, and all of a sudden you'll be looking at that, and they're all the shore fish, even though there's a deep fish further away, and you're just like, for frick's sake, dude, why are you doing this? I think that's right, but it depends on how much the villagers bump into each other. If you take a deal where too many villagers, they won't fit. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think like the max for me is like 6 or 8. Actually, no, like 8 or 10. 8 or 10. I try to balance it like that. But yeah. Anyway. Where am I now? There we go. Let's quit this. Speaking of like recordings, by the way, man, my computer just died. That is great. Look at that. Like here's my mouse. All right, we'll look at that later. One of the cool things, someone just mentioned that you can go watch recordings of previous patches on Age of Empires 2. One of the coolest things just happened. Okay, so Capture Age has updated stuff, which is like the community-made program for Age of Empires 2, and they now have a feature which is patchless recordings, where basically you can record your game in Capture Age. And then regardless of what patch it is, you can still play it. You can still rewatch it, which is just fantastic. I freaking love it. I freaking love that shit. Like, man, it is great. And now that program has crashed. Right, yay! That's wonderful. But yeah, no, like that's a great new feature. I haven't really used it all that much because I haven't been looking at that many games. But yeah, like, dude, I love that. I really, really love that shit. So yeah. How do you guys like the music? I quite enjoy it. I quite enjoy it, especially for like around this time. It's relaxing. I prefer this over the no music streams. I finally found a like music like license that I'm happy with. So you'll probably be hearing a lot of new music on the channels, on like the videos, and also on the streams. So still expanding my library. Music is not the thing that I'm the greatest at. Let me put it that way. I'm slowly learning, but it's not something that really comes natural to me. Anyway, that said though, I think that I'll kind of leave it at this for today. It was just a 2-hour stream, and I just need to kind of like get back into it. We'll have Age of Empires 2 more later this week. I have a little special thing. If you're in the Discord, you might already see the thumbnail for it. You can click through to the next stream, and you can see like what we're gonna do. But we're gonna play a little bit hide and seek. I want to try a little hide and seek while playing online games. And what that entirely entails, you'll see, but I'll share a little bit. Basically, what I want to do is I want to hide a villager while playing online, and if my opponent finds it, I'll give him like, I don't know, like, what would be a good amount? Like 100 of a resource, like 100 gold. If you find a villager and you leave it alive and you place a villager next to it, you get like 100 gold or something. Like, dude, like I think that might be cool. That might be cool. Just to see like whether people will bite for that, whether people will follow that. That would be kind of fun. But yeah, that's gonna be for later this week. We also have what's it called, Space Marine 2, Warhammer 40k coming up. It's been a while since I played some, since I finished Black Myth Wukong. Last time we wanted to start with Space Marine, but we weren't able to get into it. I reached out to GOG and they've been able to fix it. So right now we're going to be able to play some Space Marine and move on to Space Marine 2. And hopefully this year there's going to be a whole bunch of new games coming out as well that I'm keen on playing. So I want to get through that as well before that time. And we're also going to be checking out more for Rivals this week. So that's coming up there. Let's see. But that's about this. I don't think you can send rest to opponents. Might want to check if that's possible. Isn't that possible like the moment you make a market? I would have to find that out. I thought it was possible. Just like, you know, just like in like general games, but maybe that might not be the way. Time to confuse the entire online community. Like it will be fun though. Because like I think it will be a fun gamble if I can like put a villager somewhere. If I'm playing humans, I can play it somewhere, and it will just be on a farm. and it will just be working, right? But if I tell him, like, if you find it, you don't kill, and you place a villager next to it, I force idle time, and I force him to, like, look around the map where I'm not. And then, at the same time, like, I am giving them resources if they find it, so, like, it's kind of like a gamble, like, does that work? You can trade with your opponent, but not send resources, I think, as in trade cards. If I know, thank you so much for letting me know. That would be a shame if I can't send them. I thought you could because you know, like if you're playing like a team game, you can send resources to, I believe, your allies and also your enemies. You could delete the fellows as a reward. That could be a fun one. However, they would have to send. Say like the thing with the reason why I thought that sending resources would be a fun thing was that if I say, hey, if you find the fill, I'll delete it. They can also just go ahead and kill it. But I kind of wanted the signal is like, hey, and then place like a villager or like place a unit next to it. Yeah, like otherwise they can just like auto scout and they can just go there. Like like I really want to have that trade-off where like, hey, if they spend time, Mudkip, how's it going? If they spend time looking around the map to find that villager, that's like kind of idle time sort of thing. Especially if you say like you have to place a villager next to it, right? If you do something like that, right? I figured like, what if you do that? Like that costs them time. But if they find it and they don't kill it, because like otherwise they can just go ahead and kill it and you lose a villager like that, whatever, right? If they don't kill it, they send it next to it and they signal it. Then I send them resources. So it's like on the one hand I'm forcing them idle time, but on the other hand they just have to find a villager and they can get 100 gold. It's like it could be worth it. It's like it's the gamble. Like if they spend too long finding it, I'm an advantage. If they find it right away and they get the resource, I'm in a disadvantage. I thought it was like a fun mind game, but then yeah, no, maybe that doesn't work. I'll go and test that out. I'll go and see whether that works, and if that works, which I'm afraid it's not because I trust AFINet, we'll have to figure something out. Maybe we can do something like want to trade, but yeah, no, that's harder to do. We'll figure. I'll look into this. Otherwise, we'll have to adjust the premise. But thank you for letting me know. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Just a little bit of a start, just to get started, get going with it. Tomorrow there won't be a stream because tomorrow I have a meeting right during stream time. So tomorrow I'll be recording a video which will be coming out later this week. It will be coming out on the main channel. If you haven't seen a video yet on the Postma 1 channel about the Steam controller right here, and you like to learn about weird gaming tech, maybe that's a thing you can check out. If you don't, you know, right? You know, it's whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all next time with another brand new stream. I've really been enjoying it, and yeah, I hope you have too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.